George Drake here. Now I just wanted to make a more discussion based video on who this is on the radio. Of course, I did make a video about this a couple of months ago. I think it was just after the season 9 finale ended, and it was more of a countdown video, counting down all the people it could be, who it sounds like, and who it most probably is. But some people have brought to my attention that an episode name coming up in season 5 of Fear the Walking Dead actually hints at what someone was saying on the radio. So today we're going to be talking about that. So when we first started talking about who this could be on the radio, we came to the conclusion in my first video about this that it was Stephanie. Stephanie is a member of the Commonwealth. She's actually the one to get into contact with Eugene and tell him that they're based in Ohio. And the majority of comic book readers thought it was Stephanie, but there's so many things that are making me think it's not now. It really sounds like Maggie. She of course is most probably at the Commonwealth, or where Georgie is. It's not confirmed at all that she's actually at the Commonwealth or Georgie is even connected to her, but she's really similar to Pamela. Pamela, of course, being the leader of the Commonwealth in the comics. But why would Stephanie, why would Maggie be reaching out to communities they don't really know about? Especially Maggie. Maggie has been sending letters to the Hilltop. So why would she be saying, is anybody out there on the radio? Well, that's just it. Is Anybody Out There is actually the name of an episode in Fear the Walking Dead Season 5. Not just any episode, Episode 8, the mid-season finale. Now, if you don't know this already, mid-season finales are renowned for changing the show with big moments or giving massive cliffhangers. Now, of course, saying is anybody out there is just a generic thing to say on a walkie-talkie. And this was a female voice on the radio, so it would make sense one of these female members of the group with Morgan saying is anybody out there, because that's their aim this season. They're helping people. But the season 9 finale is set years and years in front of the season 5 mid-season finale of Fear the Walking Dead. So would the Fear group still be trying to help people at this point? I think it's pretty likely. Now, for this theory, let's assume this is one of the Fear characters. We're gonna look at which one of these female characters this could be. And just remember, it doesn't matter where these Fear characters are. This radio is probably going to reach out to them if they're in America. Because for the people saying this is Stephanie, Stephanie is in Ohio. Hilltop is in Virginia. So if someone's in Texas, they should have pretty much no trouble connecting to other people in other places. Well, in fact, they would have trouble connecting, but they would connect. The voice we hear on this radio is crackly. In the comics, when Stephanie gets into touch with Eugene, there is no breaking up, there is no crackling voice, it's just Stephanie's voice. In the finale, however, the voice is torn up, it's breaking up, it's not just a clear voice. So this being the Fear characters isn't that unlikely. If they're in Texas, there would be some breaking up on the radio. Last week there was this theory that didn't last long because it was just debunked straight away, but people said the voice on Jadis's walkie-talkie sounded like Alicia. And at first I listened to it and I was mind blown by it. It did sound like it. But it's just not, because we hear what she says. The voice on the walkie-talkie says to break up the walkers, shoot your guns. And it's because of the herd that Rick blew up before leaving the show. When he blew up the bridge, he took a herd with him. So the voice on Jadis's walkie-talkie, I don't think is Alicia at all. It sounds like her, but it's not. I think this is an unnamed character at Alexandria or Maggie, just trying to break up to get rid of the walker herd that Rick left, the rest of them. And I don't think that would make sense if it was Alicia, because we haven't seen any of the Fear characters over the time period of season 9. There were 3 to 4 time jumps over the time of season 9, and we haven't seen a single Fear character yet. The thing about this theory that annoys me, I mean, it's never the theory itself, it's just what people try and say to debunk it. Some people were saying Alicia's in Texas, this wouldn't be her, the walkie-talkie wouldn't have reached out to Jadis. And it just annoys me that people have no imagination yet, they don't like connecting the dots. They look at what they've been given and look at things very two-dimensionally. They don't look at the fact we haven't seen all of season 5 yet. In fact, by the time of this video, we're just leading up to the 3rd episode. Within the time of season 5, there could be a lot to see. But let's talk about who this could be on the radio in season 9, considering of course this is the Fear cast. Forget all you know about this probably being Stephanie, about it sounding like Maggie. Let's talk about who this could be from Fear. Because with the mid-season finale being called Is Anybody Out There, it's likely at the very end of episode 8, there's going to be some kind of time jump that gets up to speed of season 9. and one of the fear characters are gonna make the call on their walkie-talkie and say, is anybody out there? Firstly, I don't think this is Sarah. I feel like we haven't even seen Sarah enough this season to give her any big parts or any big connection between the two shows. Since the first time we saw her in season 4, she's very evidently become such a small character. A good character, she's funny, but I don't think she's big enough to make this connection to the main show. Saying that, the voice on the radio does really sound like a southern accent. But a fear character's voice being on a radio in The Walking Dead is a big deal, and I don't think they're gonna give it to such a small character. Could this be Charlie? I fucking hope not. I really can't stand this character. She killed Nick, one of the best characters in the show, and the show expects us to have sympathy for the character. And that's not a bad thing, that would be good writing, but I just think the way the show does it, it's really, really annoying. It makes me really just hate seeing the character. Could it be Charlie on the radio? It could be. There was a time jump. She is young, but this could be her voice after the time jump. But I don't think they're gonna recast Charlie, so no. Could this be June? Now this is possible. I do think June is also gonna be one of the last standing characters in Fear. And I really, really like John Dory's character too, but I do think he's going to die, and it's going to be for June. Remember, I don't want John Dory to die. I genuinely think he's one of the best characters in the Walking Dead universe. I really, really like the character, but I just think he will die for June. I think it's been foreshadowed a few times as well. And so June going on to the communities that Morgan was talking about would be really good. I think that could happen. And so June reaching out through the walkie-talkie to be the one to bring the main group to the main show could work. I can see that happening, but does this sound like June? Not completely, but the voice on the radio could easily be just a random actress they brought in to do it, and then they're going to decide who it is later on. Or Angela Kang could have already decided but got someone to do the voiceover first. So a completely different person could be doing it, but the writing could change. The writing could be planned for. What we hear, the accent we hear, probably doesn't matter. Could this be Luciana? I do think this is possible as well, of course remembering the fact that the voice might not end up mattering, because it doesn't sound like her, but I think this could work also. This is another character that I think completely deserves to be on the main show, and it would work. She'd be representing Nick as she goes on, as much as Alicia represents Madison as she goes on. I can see Luciana working, but I don't think she's going to survive season 5. As soon as she got that injury from the plane, I noticed it started becoming a disadvantage. Like I said in a few of my other videos, it's becoming something that will stop her from being able to shoot with her right arm. And as we saw at the end of episode 2, she could not shoot with her right arm. She used her left arm and almost died because of it. If she doesn't die because of her wound, I think someone else will. And the final one, could this be Alicia? Yes, I think this is the most likely option. She has become a leader of her group, and I think she will remain a leader till the very end of Fear the Walking Dead. Of course, she's had a lot of development. Funnily enough, Hilltop doesn't have a leader at the moment. I mean, I do think Ezekiel will in season 10, but I think it's funny, the one time a radio signal comes in that could be Alicia, it's to a community that needs a leader, and I think Alicia's the perfect choice. But what do you think? Do you think this is a Fear character? Of course, this video is based upon the fact that if it was a Fear character, who would it be? Because episode 8 is called Is Anybody Out There? The exact ominous words we heard on the radio in the finale of season 9 of the main show. And I think in the mid-season finale, if it's not a complete crossover between the walkie-talkies, as in a character from both the shows talking through the walkie-talkie, then I think we're going to get some kind of hint to the finale from the spin-off. I mean, it's difficult, but it's really weird that the episode would be called that. Make sure you let me know. Of course, on the top right of your screen, there's going to be an eye icon. Just click or tap on that and you can vote in the poll. Do you think it's Alicia, Luciana, or June? And of course, if I've missed out who you think it is, then comment below. Of course, we've done a video before stating that it's probably Stephanie, but this video was mainly talking about, because the episode is called Is Anybody Out There, if it was a Fear character, who would it be? Make sure to let me know. And of course, if you want to know more about Rick Grimes, if you want to know more about when these shows will meet, then check out one of my most recent videos about the armored helicopter people. You can know everything you need to know about these people, what they look like, and what they are. And of course, please make sure to go and check out my most recent video, my 20k subscriber special Q&A. We talk about Heath's return, when Rick Grimes' movies are coming out, and what's going to be in them. And also some bad blood between Maggie and Michonne, so make sure to go and check that one out. If you enjoyed the video, if you liked it, and you want to support me, then make sure to press the like button, and make sure to subscribe so that you are the first to hear about The Walking Dead. Thanks for watching, see you soon.